Hello, Algebra 1. Guys, welcome to just another fantastic, superb math lesson. I'm not going to toot my own horn right there. I'm just going to let you guys know I'm excited. This is good stuff. All right, let's jump right into it here. Section 3, Chapter 2, Subtracting Numbers. It's just all good fun. All right. I'm on page 67. You guys need to get to page 67, okay? 67, get there. Textbook's open. All right, excellent. You're already there. Okay, so there's a key thing here. Remember this trick, all right? It's called add the opposite, all right? I'm going to use this trick a lot throughout this lesson, and it's something that can be very helpful to you. So learn the trick, get used to the trick, use the trick, and I think it's going to help you guys a lot. Okay, so you're going to see this throughout this entire lesson here. Basically, it's a trick that just turns any subtraction problem into an addition problem. And you're going to be using this, as it says right here, it is best when you're dealing with negatives. Okay, so in other words, you may have like a negative at the beginning, you may have a negative at the end, you may have double negatives, whatever it may be. And in that situation, this little trick here is going to be helpful. Use it. All right. Key thing, just remember, guys, you got to line up your decimals when you are adding or subtracting. Don't forget common denominators when it comes to fractions, because again, we are adding or subtracting. Different rules apply when you're multiplying and dividing, but we're not doing that quite yet, but we will be doing that. Okay. And then I just want to make sure everybody remembers no calculators. Okay. At home, of course, I can't see what you're doing. I don't know if you're using a calculator or not, but you can't. Okay, so let's go with the straight integrity honor system here. Okay, even if the book says you could use it, Mr. A says no. So you got to get used to no calculator. All right, let's jump into some example problems, some basics that you might remember, but let's use the trick right off the bat here. So I'm going to write over the original problem in a different color in terms of what it means to now add the opposite. All right. So you are adding, in other words, changing the subtraction to addition, and then you're going to do the opposite of whatever that second number is. Okay. In this case, it just said -7. I'm now going to make it a -7. So let's rewrite what this problem looks like when you add the opposite. It now looks like a -2 plus a -7. And if you go back into yesterday's video, adding two negatives together just makes a bigger negative. So all you're looking at here is a -9. Okay, that seems simple enough. Now in example 2, you're really going to like it, because if you have something like this, like you have 11.7, that's a positive number, minus now a -5. If we use add the opposite here, it's just going to create a straight addition problem. So add the opposite, and all of a sudden magically here what we've created is just 11.7 plus 5. That's it. Okay. If you want it to be written and have a little bit of lining up with some decimals, then you could write it like that if you want everything to perfectly match and line up. Okay, and then you'd be getting a 7. Don't forget there's that decimal, a 6, and a 1. And that's what these guys would be equaling, positive 16.7 right there. Okay, all right, excellent. Now move in, let's do a little bit of fraction work here. I know I didn't give you fractions in the last video. I'm sure some of you are wondering why. I just forgot to write some in. That's on me. All right, so let's do a quick, easy one. Don't forget common denominators. When you are adding and subtracting, can 3 become 2? No. Can 2 become 3? No. But what can they both become? 6. So let's create that common denominator. The 2 has to be multiplied by a 3. So does the 1. All right. That 3 has to be multiplied by a 2. So does that. So let's get a 2 over 6 minus a 3 over a 6. And that's just it. All right. Now we got our common denominators. Let's put the 6 right down there. What is 2 minus 3? That's going to give us a negative 1. All right. And you can't reduce 1 over 6. So that is our answer. A negative 1 over 6. All right. Get those common denominators. Make sure that denominator flows right into your answer. And if you can reduce your answer, you must reduce your answer. We didn't need to do that here. Okay. All right. Perfect. Let's go into our last example, but it's got 2 parts. Just wanted to show you kind of what happens if we have to plug in a number. That's easy enough. But we got some parentheses. So don't forget the order of operations here. Okay. So let's see. We have x is really negative 3. So that's what goes in right there. And y is really a 5.2. So that goes right there. So let's rewrite this. We have a 5.2 minus a parenthesis, negative 3 minus 2. Okay, remember, order of operations, got to do those parentheses first. And if you want to use the little trick of add the opposite, we would add and then do the opposite. You could really be looking at a negative 3 plus a negative 2, okay? Which is just going to make a bigger negative. What does that look like? All right, 5.2, that stayed at the beginning. That minus sign, that's that guy right there. And then negative 3 plus negative 2, what is that? That makes a negative 5. Okay. By the way, if you're tracking with me in the textbook, I'm on page 68. All right. Now, again, let's use the same trick. Add the opposite because it's going to make our lives a lot easier here. Add the opposite. Now you're just looking at 5.2 plus 5. That's it. Creating 10.2. Perfect. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Let's do the last one here. And let's go ahead and rewrite. Y is really 5.2 minus 4. Let's put that in parentheses, minus. And then 3, or sorry, x is negative 3. Now, we kind of have that double negative right there. Don't forget that negative sign, that's that guy right there. The 3 comes with its own negative. You have to incorporate both. That is important for you to see. Okay, let's get a little bit more space. Scroll down here. All right, so order of operations, parentheses. We got to do that first. You got 5.2 minus 4. Okay, and if you want to line up your decimals here, just make sure life is very straightforward. Got your decimals. You'd be looking at a 1.2. 1.2. Now this guy right here, these signs, I can still do the trick because it says subtract. Add the opposite. What's going to happen here? If I add, that first minus sign becomes add. Now what's the opposite of negative 3? It's just 3. So this all kind of simplifies down to 1.2 plus 3, giving us 4.2. Okay. That covers the last example problem that I had for you guys. All right. Enjoy, watch, rewind, take notes. All right. Track with me. Keep that motivation going high. You guys can do this. I know you can. All right. I'm thinking about you guys. I'm praying for you guys. I want you to know that I'm always here for you. Okay. You got prayer requests, send them my way. Questions, send me an email, send me a message through Google Classroom, and I'm going to get right back to you and make sure you're good to go. Okay. All right. You guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.